Inspections. Today's episode with an inspector on the importance of inspecting your home. Hey, this is Ricardo Braddock. I'm Real Estate Braddock. Today I have Jim, the inspector. What's up, Jim? How you doing?
I'm doing great. Happy to be here.
Nice. So introduce yourself for me.
Yeah,
and
my
for the
name's
people.
Jim Brown. Our company's Brown & Co. Property Inspections.
Okay.
I'm originally from Pennsylvania area. I came out here in the early 2000s, like 03, actually to pursue an electrical career. So was in the commercial electrical world for a little while.
Nice, just like me. Just like
you.
Electrician or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I did. I got three out of the 4 years of the apprenticeship, and then got offered a really unique position in the solar industry when it was really in its infancy. So took advantage of that. Stayed with that company for a long time, into like upper level construction management, which is very stressful.
I bet.
And then my wife and I bought our first home. I met up with the home inspector.
Yeah.
Didn't know much about that industry at all. Kind of followed him around for 2-3 hours and called my wife and said, I think I want to make a career change.
Huh?
Yeah. And the rest is history. I got licensed in 2016.
Okay.
We didn't start our business right away. I signed on with a very small company, did about a little over 2,000 inspections with that company, helped them grow. And then my wife and I finally decided it was time to take the plunge.
And go
2001, we launched our business and it's been awesome.
Wow.
It's been awesome.
Hey, it sounds good. So you definitely have experience in different facets of the inspection part because you're checking different parts.
Oh, yeah.
So my first question from my last episode, it was a new home build client that I had on, and he did a new build, right? So my question to you, I guess, for the people watching, my clients, is it important to do an inspection prior to the closing on a new build? Because we know that they do their own inspection, right?
Yeah.
Maybe even after, during that 1 year for their warranty. So do you recommend one, the other, both?
Yeah, it's much different than a home changing hands, but from owner to owner. When you're buying a brand new home, it's going to have a warranty attached to it. So the pre-close inspection, what that's going to effectively do is cut down on a lot of headaches after they move in. You know, return trips from the builder to fix things. We identify a lot of problems that will end up revealing themselves. And so to have that week or two prior to closing to have the builder address all that stuff, like I said, it just saves a lot of headaches. And then the 11-month warranty inspection probably equally as important, because after that 1 year, depending on the problem, the builder might say, well, you know, the warranty's up and now this is your expense.
Your problem.
So we do encourage both. We do both on a lot of houses.
Okay, you do.
Yeah,
okay.
we do. Yeah, we do a lot of new homes these days.
Yeah, because I do notice, you know, some people still finding things. I mean, I even found some when I bought my first build home. Since we're on the topic of that, you know, what do you specialize in the inspection part? Do you specialize in, say, sewers, you know, termite, mold, or just homes?
No, we cast a pretty wide net in terms of services we offer.
Okay.
Obviously homes, you know, commercial, residential, but we do pool and spa. We're all licensed termite inspectors through the Department of Agriculture.
Wow. Okay, good.
Sewer scopes, we went through training for that, you know, bought really good equipment to do those sewer scopes.
You need it, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Sewer scopes are huge these days. It's such common knowledge now that sewer issues exist on homes of all ages, but you know, I think maybe a little bit more importantly on older homes, because you're talking potentially about full replacement, and that's $18,000-$20,000.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
So I was gonna even ask you about sewer scopes. So what year roughly do you start recommending for older homes, like in Sun City, right? That's an area, things like that, to actually do the sewer scope.
So the transition from cast iron drain to modern ABS plastic happened in the early 70s ish.
Okay.
You know, there's, you know, so on any home that has cast iron, or, you know, if we see there's another material called transite, you know, if we see that sticking up through, we know there's a good chance that drain is original and it's not made of plastic, meaning it is going to be susceptible to potentially corrosion. You know, more susceptible to root intrusion, things like that.
I've seen some of sewer scopes where they show that camera and there's just like roots popping through.
And you go down in those, and it's amazing water's even been making it through, you know, and it's just a matter of time. And it is not, I can't think of anything less fun to spend like that much money on.
To dig it all down, to then cut it, fix it, or replace it.
Or worst case scenario, full replacement. I mean, it's so much money.
That's going to hurt the homeowner.
I would say if it's, early 70s and prior, there's a good chance it's a non-plastic material. And I would say those are the most important. But even on brand new houses, we do sewer scopes on pre-close inspections. And we'll go down there and we'll see something that fell in, like a towel or a bunch of rocks.
Yes.
And again, it's like, have the builder take care of that before you walk in and your brand new home in the shower's filling up with water.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because that's what's inevitably going to happen.
Yeah. So get your sewer scopes, especially older homes. Yep. But hey, sometimes even on those new builds.
I think so.
So do you recommend homeowners and the realtors to be there while you're inspecting, after you're inspecting? What do you recommend?
I do. Because, realistically, a home inspection report is a long report. You've read a lot of them. There's a lot of information in there, a lot of, CYA comments, which are important. They do need to be there. But during the walkthrough at the end of the inspection, it's such a good opportunity to point out the main concerns and have a conversation about them and present the opportunity to ask questions.
So what are you focused on when you're first getting into this inspection? Like, what are your areas that you're like, of importance, right? They're going to...
Yeah, it's a good question. It really, I think every kind of age range of home has its big thing. The foundation issues are a potential for any age home. Right. So, and that's, again, talking about expensive repairs that aren't fun to pay for. Foundation repair is not cheap.
No.
So that's kind of always paramount. Beyond that, though, we talked about older drains on the houses built before the 70s. You had your aluminum wiring issues in the late 60s, early 70s. Handful of houses in the Phoenix area that were built in the late 80s through the mid 90s have polybutylene, which often needs to get changed out. That's, again, 15, 20 grand maybe.
Yeah, because they're tearing walls out, right?
You're tearing walls out, you're repiping everything.
Yeah.
So, depending on the age, we kind of have our big potential red flags we're on the lookout for.
How long does a typical inspection take when you first get there? Mm-hmm. Like, how long is that normally taken for you to complete?
So it's a good question. I think when we put an inspection on the schedule, we block off no less than 3 hours.
Okay.
2 to 2.5 hours for the inspection, and then another half hour to an hour for the review at the end. Realistically, it's more like 3-4 hours we're there on site. Right. So yeah, like I said, 2 to 3 hours on the actual inspection, and then give or take half hour to an hour or so for a walkthrough at the end.
Okay, the walkthrough with the clients. Mm-hmm. Okay, so they can see, and then you explain to them, hey, these are the areas of importance which you might want to get looked at, and that's where I can come in and request that for my clients to money back for them to fix first, right, and then money back. If not, so. One thing I wanted to ask, like, what sets your company apart in terms of, your approach, your expertise, maybe your prices, your cost?
Yeah. So the first thing that comes to mind is just, I think, our level of training. So a little background into, peek behind the curtain. To become a licensed home inspector in the state of Arizona, there's a few things you have to do. One of them is you have to do 30 parallel inspections. Oh, wow. So meaning where you find an inspector that's kind of willing to have you with them, be with them. 30 of those. Now, after you get your license, and then after you do, 500, 1,000, 2,000 inspections, you realize 30 is not very many.
Yeah.
I honestly don't even look at that as training. And I've done parallels with a few guys. Some of those guys have stayed on and joined our company afterwards.
Oh, okay.
The training starts when they get that piece of paper in the mail. And we're talking, our training it's effectively, forever ongoing. We're all very big into continuing education.
Yes.
Things like that. But, new inspector will come on with us, newly licensed. We'll do literally no less than 100 inspections together.
Perfect.
Even if I'm not there the whole time, I'm there for however long I need to be to look at a few key things with that inspector. So,
okay, to catch and see if he's, what he can improve on and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because this industry is the epitome of you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
You could be walking past a problem And if you don't know it's a problem, it's not going in the report.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And of course, that sucks for the buyer, right? Because it was missed and then they come later having to fix it.
Absolutely. So,
Wow.
yep. I would say just our level of training and dedication to ongoing training, I feel is what's going to set us apart.
Now, do you do all of Arizona or where are your main areas? Where do you not do per se?
I don't know that there's anywhere we won't go. I mean, obviously a trip fee is going to apply, but yeah, we've gone out of town, you know, stayed overnight and then kind of finished up an inspection the next morning. So yeah, I mean, Flagstaff all the way down to Tucson and everything in between.
Now, do you have anything maybe that we missed that you want to kind of let people know? Why is it important, for the home inspection process, and especially an independent, maybe getting away from, say, this new build people that will check their own homes, but independent, where, what do we miss? What do you recommend?
Luckily, or maybe fortunately, we're moving away from this kind of awkward period where people were waiving inspections.
Yes.
I really do feel like that's just, not the way to go. Even, I mean, I don't want to get too far outside of my wheelhouse, but even some of these like 3-day inspection periods we see, it's
not enough.
It's not enough because, especially on older homes, chances of us finding something that really should get followed up on by a specialist, if for no other reason to get a quote.
Yeah.
So 10 days, we love 10 days. When an agent calls and they're like, we got a 10-day period, it's great news to us. 5 at the minimum, but just be careful with the 3.
Yeah, I think there's just not enough time in the 5-day, even the 3-day, forget it. But yeah, it was a crazy time when everybody just wanted a house. They did not care what they were getting.
Yeah, and if you have to, and if you feel pretty good about the home, even if you do, if you waive the inspection, I would still say hire a professional inspector after you close, just to make sure there's nothing unsafe going on.
Yeah, get the list, so at least you know what you're looking at once you get the house.
You'll have a roadmap and a little bit of a time frame as far as urgency goes.
Have you seen that lately? Because I haven't.
Not lately.
Okay, no, I think we're getting away from it. I don't see that coming back unless for some reason these interest rates really, skyrocket down. Then we'll get back into this frenzy. But I don't see that happening. I see them kind of just a little slowly coming down. Mm-hmm. But well, yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, Jim, I appreciate you coming out. I think it's fantastic information for everybody watching, for my clients. I'll have Jim's information, but let them know how they can reach you.
Yeah, so easiest, just our website, brownandcoinspections.com.
Okay.
Our Instagram handle at Brown & Co Homes. My wife does all of our Instagram. She does a fantastic job. You've seen it. It's nothing I could ever do.
Right.
You know what I mean? So all the credit goes to her for that.
Nice.
But otherwise, I'm at phone number real quick, 480-290-2225. And we'd love to work with you. Hope to hear from you.
There you go. So the importance of inspections. Don't forget, guys. You don't want this creeping up after you've moved into this house. Mm-hmm. So anyways, thank you again, Jim. Appreciate you guys watching. Another great open house. Real Estate Braddock out. Peace.